All right. I hope everyone's having a good day. My name is Michael Jones, better known as Iceberg from the QuantVue Discord community. Wanted to bring another learning video for you guys, another chart that you'll be able to use to take advantage of the market to have great P&L days. And we're going to highlight a couple of indicators that QuantVue has that provides that opportunity. One of them is going to be QA, but specifically, we want to look at the broad alerts chart and Q bands, right? So, what is Q bands? Um, just going to go over a quick few definitions here. Q bands is a potential reversal indicator. It spots and highlights key reversal points as well as seeing overstretched price action. And going to briefly talk about Q Wave. Q Wave essentially provides uh, bearish or bullish price alerts. It lets you know that you can potentially add to a winning position, and that's of course going to be up to you, one contract at a time, whether that's a mini or micro. And for all of our prop firm traders, and that's a great bit of us on the Discord, myself included. It's ideal for prop firms, right? Because it's giving you that alert when price is heading downward if it's a bear alert, or heading upward if it's a bull alert. So specifically, I wanted to highlight this chart, and this is available if you go into the Discord. And if you look for pro chart layouts, right, it's going to show ES, it's going to show NASDAQ, it'll show YM, which is the Dow Jones, and it gives you tight alerts, which basically means your alerts are frequent, and it gives you broad alerts, which means your alerts are not as frequent. So the reason why I say this specific chart can be a potentially stress-free chart or not as stressful is because it allows you to trade with the trend. And whenever there's potential pullbacks, if the chart detects that it's not a pullback worthy of an alert opposite of what you're currently in, then it's not going to give you that, right? And again, it's going to be up to you to withstand how much of a pullback it is, right? So I want to highlight this bull alert here, for example. So right around our bottom Q band, we're starting to push up, right? And this is at 19,546. So I want you guys to mentally note that in your head. We get this Q wave bull alert, and we get a beautiful push up here. We push past the middle band, we push past the top band, and we peak at about 19,590, right? So let's just do some quick math here. 19,590 minus 19,546, right? So, if we took this trade, we've gotten about 44 points at our peak here. Um, NASDAQ gives you $20 a point. So we're working with about $880, right? So here, right, we pull back a bit. Again, we want to use all of our indicators to let us know when we should get in or get out, right? So if we go down to Moneyball, Moneyball is still fully formed. Um, momentum is at its peak here. We do get a red dot, but again, this is more of a broad alerts indicator. So as you can see, we come down a little bit, but we pop off of this reversal band and we come up a bit more. And we come down, but we come up a bit more. So the point I'm, making here is that overall, the broad alerts chart really will let you know specifically if you need to get out. And of course, you need to be aware of what your account threshold can withstand. Mentally, you need to be aware of how much you want to give back whenever there are pullbacks. Or if you decided to, let's say, you love your 44-point jump here and you get out. But for all intents and purposes, we still are in a Q wave. We're still in a bullish trend. So we mentally are aware of this, right? And so as you can see here, we're outside the Q band stretched area. So we make note of that mentally. And we peak at about 19,629 before we start to pull back. And we do pull back from the top band, we pull back to the middle band. But now you're getting what is called add alerts. So this is up to your discretion if you want to add to your position, again, presuming that you're still in the trade. If you're not in the trade, then you keep in mind when you got in this trade, right? You got in at about here. So we're still far away from this point, which, the chart is letting you know that we're not in a bearish trend yet, not to form that alert. And as you can see, we kind of go sideways, up and down. But before that, before the fifth add alert, we start to push back up, and we're getting near to where our peak was here. We push down a little bit more. Keep in mind, we're still playing around in the second and third band, and then we get a great push up. And this shouldn't surprise you because we're still, for all intents and purposes, in a bullish trend, right? We still haven't switched from a Q wave switch from a Q wave bull to a Q wave bear. This is at 10:23 Eastern Standard Time. Right about here is about 10:50. So, if you have the account to withstand all of these pullbacks, again, you could have gotten in at about the 19.4, let's just say 1950 area, and we get up to 19,661. That's nearly a 100-point push. So, um, this specific chart is all about having the discipline to resist getting in and out, getting in and out. If you have the type of account that can withstand, pullbacks, this 40-point trade that happened here turns into a nearly 100 or 120-point trade here before we start to really, pull back down here. And all signs of needing to get out this trade definitively would have been Moneyball here, as well as momentum going down this zone here. Again, if you're not wanting to withstand pullbacks, right? Now, again, this is a broad alert chart, which is not going to give you as many alerts. And as you can see, even though we came down a good bit, we still didn't get a Q wave bear alert yet, right? So again, as we see through the chart, we go up again some more, a little brief pullback, go up again some more, a brief pullback before we peak at about 19,658, which was about the same peak here. So if you would have decided to get profit within this area, you would have been golden. Even though if you withstood this and got back here, it really wouldn't have been a gain from a profit and loss standpoint. Now, after we peak here, not profit, but price starts to slide down. And here's where our Q wave bear alert forms, where we finally got a sell alert after nearly um, over over 60 minutes, right? So, a summary of this specific chart is that if you want to have trading, my strategy, I like to get in and out. I like to scalp, right? My trades usually can be 5 points, 10 points, sometimes 15, sometimes 20. But the chart I use when it's starting to go against me and I'm in profit and Q cloud is shifting and Q momentum is shifting, usually is when I'm considering to make my exit, right? If price hasn't always already stopped me out. But if I use this chart and I'm keeping track of what my account sizes as well as how much threshold I have before an account is liquidated, then you can have the discipline to withstand these pullbacks here, these pullbacks here, and these pullbacks here, because you gained so much with your initial trade and even with the secondary push up out of Q bands, right? So you use Q bands to spot when things are reversed because of how it's designed. It's for broad alerts again, which means not as many alerts. And you take your, what I like to call your stress-free trades, because you're just aware that if you get one alert, that you're probably not going to get another alert for some time unless price dictates it, right? It's just not as many alerts as the tight alerts. I hope all of these details helped. Again, this is the in the pro chart layouts, and this is under the either NASDAQ or S&P 500 or gold futures or Dow Jones, but they give you the option to choose for tight alerts, which is frequent, or broad alerts, which is not as frequent. Hope this helps for you guys. Again, my name is Michael Jones from the QuantVue Discord community. Um, Thank you guys for attending. Greatly appreciated. And we hope you look forward to the next one. Take care.